In the beginning, I asked you guys to, for those of you that have the Post-it notes, if you could fill them out. Has everybody turned theirs in? We're going to use them later, but okay, let me grab those real quick, okay? But thank you guys for allowing me this opportunity here to come out and talk to you. And I know that most of you do service military families, so some of what I'm going to tell you is really not anything you don't already know. But you know what? We're going to see if we can't improve on some knowledge and some situational awareness of things that go on in the fact, oh, there you go. And the facts of what goes on in the life of a military student. And this is for all ages, okay? And in a few minutes, my EFMP family support coordinator actually will come in as well, so we'll have some additional personnel in the room for us. So once I have everybody, is everybody good? Everybody good? All right. Well, again, my name is Lori Phipps, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about me again, like just kind of recap a little bit. But yes, I am a veteran of Desert Storm. I am married to the military. My husband was a veteran. He retired after 23 years as well. We have 2 beautiful children. We have toured the world on behalf of the military and represented in all facets. When it came down to it, basically right after Desert Storm, I was like, you know what? We are going to have a family. It's time that we kind of make sure that our families are taken care of, because there's a lot of stressors that go on in the military. And the fact that we were both security forces, meaning we were both cops, didn't help matters too much either as well. So one of us punched, it was me. So it was allowed to do that. So with that, we got, like I said, we were able to tour the world. And we were stationed in Japan for 6 years. We were stationed McGuire, we were all over the place. So the experiences that we were able to bring to the table are tremendous, and it impacts our military families as well. So just going to kind of give you a lot of examples and a lot of things about what goes on in the lives and the kids and what they face, and it may kind of bring together and bring full circle some of the things that you guys are seeing in your daily endurances with our military families. So if everybody has done your Post-it note, we're going to press forward. Okay, the most important thing that I can say, that if you don't take anything out of this, is that military kids serve too. They don't have the option. They're born into the military. So they don't have the option to say, hey, I don't want to go, because they're in it. They live, eat, and breathe it 24/7. When mom or dad go home at the end of the day, you know, they talk about what goes on, especially if it's a single parent, or especially if it's a dual, what we call a dual military parent, meaning that both parents are in the military. So they can't turn it off. They see it on TV, right? We all know how social media and TV is exploited these days. So they see it there as well. So for a military child, they live, eat, and breathe it 24/7, and they don't have the option to say no. When orders drop, meaning, hey, families have to move, guess what? It could be in the middle of a semester. It could be in the middle of a school year, or it could be during the summer. And things happen. And we all know that because of that, what happens? One thing starts happening after another, and one thing leads to, I'm not understanding this, or I'm leaving my boyfriend, or I'm leaving this, or this is life for me. What do I have to do? So those are all important facets that we make sure that our educators, as well as anyone that works with military families, truly understand some of the things that go on with our families. So let me tell you a little bit about our office. Our office is a resource for you as professionals, okay? Our office is a resource for the school districts as well, okay? We have what we call a AAA effect. The AAA effect is we advise, we advocate, and we alliance build. We are out doing just what we're doing right now. We're out talking to you guys. We are taking care and making sure you, as clinicians and counselors and whatever your retrospect is at this point, we're able to say, hey, we can help provide you the details and information that you need and the resources that you need to be able to assist our families. Because every family is different. We all know that. Every situation is different. So it's variant. So anytime we're that resource, we are the link between the base and the school districts, as well as our community partners. We are able to help you find resources and things like that if needed. So we have what we call We're that puzzle piece. And we all know that when it comes down to taking care of families, we all have to be a part of that puzzle, right? Because if we're not a part of that puzzle or a piece of that puzzle falls, what happens? The kids fall through the loop, or that family falls through the loop. And then we have an already crisis situation potentially on our hands, and that's what we don't want to have. So that's what part of what we do. For our office in particular, we're called the Military Child Education Program, and we facilitate educational issues or concerns with our military families, okay? So anything regarding schools, we help facilitate. Even if it's homeschool, even if it's private parochial, it doesn't matter, okay? And we're also what we call the compliance arm for the MCE, which is the Interstate Compact, which is a law, which I'm gonna talk about in a little bit. So the easiest way that we like to identify ourselves for what our purpose of our office is we speak education to the military, and we speak military to educators and community partners. Because it's important that we're able to ride that line. We can't advocate for one side over the other. Our office has to be extremely what we call purple and riding that center pine. And when I say purple, what purple is all of the service colors put together. And that's why we call it purple. So whenever you hear me say purple, not only am I representing the Air Force, but I'm representing all branches of service at that point in time. At any point in time, it doesn't matter what branch of service that family member belongs to or belong to, because we do service retirees. We do service those that have separated if they are getting benefits and those type of things. So that's why it's important for us to stay even in purple and be aware of what goes on in each other's branch of service. Because what happens with the Air Force, the Army may have a totally different thought process behind it. And we were just having a conversation about having to advocate across the lines and making sure that, because ultimately, what's it in the best interest of? Our families and those children that are in need. So that's really what the mission of our office is. So just some gee whiz stuff, who do we serve? We have 28 independent school districts that we know to date that we have military students registered in. That's how big we are. We have 9 counties that we have kids registered. Outside of the gates of Joint Base San Antonio, you have 35,000 military dependents that are in a public school system. That's huge. That's a big component of San Antonio. So this just shows you some of the largest districts. So just like kind of said gee whiz information. And you'll see at the bottom we have with over 1,000 homeschoolers, because I told you we did homeschool as well as a private parochial school. That last sentence there, 3,000 exceptional family member program. Are you familiar with what the exceptional family member program is? The EFMP, it's short for EFMP. The EFMP program is a program that is mandated for our service members with a family member that has a special need. Okay? And what it is it is a program that is kind of like a safety net. Okay? It allows our families to ensure that wherever the government says, hey, you need to go there, okay, is able to articulate and be able to take care of them. Because if we can't get our families to, if we send them to a base and they don't have services for this child or this family member, what happens? It now becomes more of an issue, because now that family and that service member can't focus on what his job is, okay? His or her job, because now I have to make sure that my wife's taken care of, I have to make sure that my kid's taken care of, or I have these issues. So the armed services, and yes, I will tell you all, this is my youngest daughter, so yeah, this. I will introduce her in a second, she'll get to, but anyway, as a part of that, it allows our family members to be taken care of, and it's important for that. It allows for the services to say, hey, we know that this child or this family member has the resources available to be successful in not only life but education here at Joint Base San Antonio. So the 3,000 number is for all of JBSA, okay? But I will tell you, we're growing, and we're growing rapidly, okay? And the reason we're growing rapidly is because here at San Antonio, we have so many resources, such as everybody sitting in this room, as well as the school districts and everything else. We have so many community partners that they can easily send a family member here and they be taken care of. They know they're going to get the things that they need, okay? So with that being said, we are what we call an expedited base. And with that expedited base, what that means is all the paperwork that normally goes through for a family that they have to do to be moving from one installation to the other becomes streamlined. Very simple. You have orders to Joint Base San Antonio, you're coming to Joint Base San Antonio. So I will tell you, and I will introduce you in a few seconds to several of our EF&P family support coordinators are in the room. And we're waiting on one more, and once she gets here, I'll pull the team up and let you meet them. So you'll be able to put faces with names and be able to talk to them if you need to as well. Did you have questions, sir?
Just a quick question, since you and I were overseas about the same time. You were in Japan, I was in Germany. When this program was first put out in the Department of Defense instruction, was really for personnel to determine what kinds of needs the family had before we sent them overseas.
Right, right.
Has it improved over the last 20 years so that now we look at going from overseas back to the States as well, and we truly put things in place, because that wasn't the original idea of the program.
No, sir. And it was not at that point. It has gotten better. Is it foolproof? No. Things still happen, just like with anything else. It's important to make sure that we're dotting the T's, or crossing the T's, dotting the I's, those type of things, to ensure that we don't lose a child through the crack. But I will tell you, since then, yes, sir. Since the program has been stood up, and it is what we call a high-level visibility program, and it was then, but it really is now, but it has definitely gotten better for our military families. So, this is some of the things that we do. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but this is some of the things that our office in particular does, okay? We can talk to our families about school districts. We can talk to them about things going on. We have counselors calling us all the time and saying, hey, Miss Lori, we have something going on with this family. We know that there's issues. Whatever resources can you help provide? So we work with our counselors all the time like that in the districts. We work with community partners. If they come in and say, hey, you know, we saw this family, is there something else that you guys know of that you can assist us with? Absolutely, we will work with you guys. And we do the resources and support shops and workshops as well. So this is what we do with our schools, okay? So we go out and we do trainings just like this to all of our school districts. If we have a school district that has a child registered in it, then we will come in and do that training. And we will talk to those counselors and teachers and administrators from the top down to ensure that they understand what goes on in the life of a military child. Because it's important for them. Because they see the children more than the parents do sometimes. And if we have family, you would be surprised how many teachers and counselors throughout San Antonio that have never been on a base. So they don't have that background. Whereas some of us do. We have that background. So it's easier to understand. And we do have the voice of the commander. So we are able to sit with the commander, we have meetings with the commander regularly. So if there's anything going on out in the school district, or we're starting to see trends with our military families, then we're able to go ahead and brief them so that they can continue and start to work on things as well, okay? So we have a network, we talked about that. Between my program and the EF&P Family Support Program, we like to call ourselves octopuses, because we have tentacles in everything. We make sure that we have our hands in everything so that we know people, we're able to find those resources that we need, we're able to take care of our families at a drop notice. Just like with you guys, we're able to say, hey, we got this going on, you got this? Absolutely, we'll be able to hook you up with a little bit of information, and it may be just that little bit of nugget that you need to make the next decision on this family and how to go forward. So we do a lot of this different things. For our office, we truly advocate at the state level quite a bit. We work with Texas Education Agency, who governs the school districts, so we work with them quite a bit as to our military families and the issues and things that they are going through, okay? So these are just some gee whiz, so you can get an idea of what you're looking at as far as military families go. This was actually the spring of 14. It's since changed and changed again, so that's why we keep using the same slide. Texas was #1 in military students, ages 0 through 18 and 6 to 18. We were 1 and 1. Virginia then took it over. And now Texas took it back, and then Virginia took it back again this year. So this just kind of gives you where the bulk of our military-connected students are. And here at Joint Base San Antonio, we love these because this is our gee whiz pictures. The 3 pictures that I'm about ready to show you will show you exactly where our military families live that have children in the school district. So it allows you to see, hey, wow, this is really a highly populated area. So everyone that's assigned to Fort Sam Houston that has students that are K through 12, you see where they're living, okay? Everyone assigned to Randolph, same thing. And then you put Lackland on top of it. So you can see which school districts are inundated. That's why we have 29 school districts that we service. Yes, ma'am?
When you say you're inundated, do you need, when you're saying they're connected, is it connected by, you're talking about commanders, because you have a whole broad base of staff that are active duty members that are at MCE?
Right. Yeah, if they're connected to JBSA, that's what, if they're connected to JBSA at any point and they have military dependents K through 12, that they're on there. They're included in that. So you can see that, you know, I will be honest with you, and I think the next one shows me. Here's your top 15 districts in the state of Texas, okay? It's huge. Killeen ISD is number 1, obviously, because they have Fort Hood. We all know that Fort Hood is huge, okay? But you will see Northside is right behind them. Now, I will also tell you, if you notice, those are school year 15, 16 numbers. These numbers run about 1.5 years to 2 years behind. Okay, based on the impact aid. So Northside this year is over 10,000. That's how much we've grown in the since school year 15, 16. I will tell you, you will also see on there Northeast. Northeast is over 4,500 now. You will see Schertz-Cibolo, they're over 3K now. Judson is at 25. Fort Sam Houston is at 16. Randolph is at 14. Lackland ISD is over 1,000. So you can see the numbers have increased. Why do those numbers have increased? We've brought more missions to San Antonio, okay? At Joint Base San Antonio, we have over what we call 25 to 28 mission partners, meaning that they're technically not Joint Base San Antonio, but they may be stationed out of Colorado, but they're here, their work is here. So, and those type of things, okay?